What up, Raf leaders? Welcome back to my channel. We are back in Providence. Here we are near to the Princess Casino and Ramada Inn. And of course, straight ahead of us is the Amazonia Mall. It's unusual that I'm in this neck of the woods so late in the day. That is close to 8 a.m. in the morning when these stores open. So I'm going to take advantage of that to visit the mall and some of the stores in the area in the neighborhood. But what I've done in the last couple of days is to simply stay indoors to avoid all the chaos that is happening here in Guyana. Of course, those of you who following the news from Guyana will know that it's election season, and this is usually referred to as the political silly season. The current government vows to give everybody a hard time, all the opposition, whether imagined or real, a difficult time, and they've been succeeding in doing that. So I have stayed out of the crossfire. Don't want to be catching strays at this point because I have no interest in participating in politics in Guyana. Stupid politics, really, because it's all about money. Guyana has recently come into a lot of oil wealth, and so the politicians are going crazy over stealing that money, passing it to themselves and their friends and family. Right? Since politics is a dirty game. And so I've managed to stay out of the fray for a while. Of course, you guys know that I was almost arrested. I was detained by the police for filming a video on Heroes Highway during the visit of the US Secretary of State. And since then I've actually stayed away from public activities of the country. Now that is looking at the Demerara River Bridge from this parking lot at Amazonia Mall. I just wanted to show you another view. That is the high span section, right? Those are the pillars that will support the high span. But as you can see beyond them, the section of the bridge that crosses the river continues. Those pillars, posts, and someone refers to them as what columns support the bridge have already been completed. And what is happening now is they're laying the ramp. As you pan east, that's towards the east, you can see behind the hotel, and between these two hotels you can see that's the ramp section of the bridge where there are a couple of people working on it, standing on it. And that ramp has been completed across the East Bank Public Road. So I've been managing to stay out of the fray by simply staying indoors. But what has happened in the last 48 hours is a showdown between the Mohammeds and the government, because the government is afraid that the younger Mohammed will contest the next general elections for president and is very likely to win, or at least to dethrone the current administration because of his popularity. So they've been giving him a hard time. They fabricated all kinds of charges and tried to have him arrested, accuse him of assaulting a female. They've accused him of taxes, in other words, underpaying on taxes for his vehicle imports. And most recently, they tried to repossess some of his luxury vehicles. And that's the drama is happening. But I've managed to stay out of the way, stay out of the fray, because I'm really not interested in the silliness and the stupidity of Guyanese politics. Those of you who've been following what I do is I'm building alternative institutions. My strategy for dealing with Guyana is to build better institutions than the ones that exist. A better university, better hospital system, better housing system. And to do that, I've decided to go through businesses, creating multiple businesses to do that. And to provide an alternative, basically.
Distance, 4 miles. Duration, 1 hour, 32 minutes, 45 seconds. Pace, 30 minutes, 27 seconds.
So yeah, what we're doing
mile.
Is we're providing an alternative. That is what I'm doing, is providing a better system than the one that exists, a better university, better hospital system, better housing system, better transportation systems, better airlines, and so on. So that is my approach. I think it's possible to create better alternatives to the corruption and the mismanagement and the mediocrity that is part of the current system or systems in the country. So that's where I come in. This is the Amazonia Mall. All right, the mall is not open?
What?
They're not open?
No, not yet.
Okay. Apparently the mall opens at 10. But yeah, that's where I come in. And of course, to do that, I'm going to give you an update on my companies and what we're doing, where we are in the near future. I'll sit down in the studio and give you an update on that. But for now, the mall is not open here yet. Apparently they open at 10. So you're going to have to come back in at some other time. But I think Starbucks is open. So we're going to see if we can get me a beverage. Starbucks in the morning. Stop here.